Afternoon folks, welcome to this week's John's Block. Today we are doing a batch cooked shepherd's pie. We get 12 portions out of it. So we are making, as I say, cottage pie. So we've got beef mince, tomato puree with garlic and tin tomatoes, fresh onions, red and white, carrots, celery, the beef stock, Worcestershire sauce, and for the potatoes we've got potatoes there peeled and salted in water, milk, mayonnaise and butter, salt and pepper to use generously amongst all of them. So a little bit of olive oil in there, and as always with starting off up to number 9. We're also going to turn the potatoes on, again up to number 9. We'll keep an eye on those because they will start to boil over if we leave them on number 9 for a while. So first thing to go in when the oil gets hot will be the mince, and that's to brown it off and we get as much flavour, and as we put it in we're going to season it as well. So we're basically going to season as we go. Okay, so sprinkle this in. You don't want it in one big lump, you want to try and get it so that it's evenly spread around the pan. Browns off quicker. Different people like to use different types of mince. You can use any mince you want, to be perfectly honest. Cottage pie, traditionally cottage pie is beef and shepherd's pie is lamb, but these days anything that goes underneath the potato top will make a wonderful pie. So you feel free to adapt the recipe as you see fit. So we've got about 500 grams here in mince, beef mince. This is not lean, this has got some fat through it because the fat adds to the flavour in my view. A little bit of salt and pepper just to get the flavours starting to go. So potatoes are on the go. As soon as that's brown we are going to add the carrots, celery and onions and then add the veg. This can literally all go in at once. We want to get this mixed in as best we can. We'll have a little bit of butter in there, flavour and the veg. So it doesn't have to be huge amounts, just half a wooden spoonful. Get this all worked in together. Once that butter melts through everything, it starts getting into the veg and to the meat, and the flavours will be enhanced. And for it to start cooking down, that's pretty much what it needs to look like. The onions will separate as they start to cook into their individual strands. A lot of people like their onions and things in smaller dice. We actually quite like the chunky vegetables. That's why we do it like this. If you want them smaller, chop them smaller. If you want them bigger, chop them bigger. It's all about personal choice. So the next thing to add to the mince is some Worcestershire sauce. You don't have to add this. As I've said before, I use a lot of it. I just find it gives good flavour. In that bottle, I have got another one, but I don't put any more in today. Stir that through. And then the next thing we're going to add is the tin of chopped tomatoes with the tomato puree and garlic. Again, you don't have to put this in, you can use just plain beef stock. I always find this adds an extra bit of flavour. It's personal choice. You rinse this out with a little bit of cold water, get all the residues of the tomatoes and everything. Going to stir that in. Get those flavours going through the meat and the veg. That's looking good. Again, I am going to sign off and let that simmer down before we add the beef stock. Beef stock will then add that last element. So that's good for where it is at the moment. Potatoes will take about another 20 minutes, 25 minutes to reduce down, soften up, ready for mashing. Then we add those ingredients. They'll be ready roughly the same time, maybe a little bit afterwards. But the potatoes will be good sat in the pan. So, they won't go anywhere. Doesn't matter if they're slightly cool because they're going to get baked in the oven again before we do anything with it. Okay, so what we need to do now is everything has been reducing beautifully here. Potatoes are now cooked, so we turn them off and we are going to mash them. But before I do that, this I have just tasted and it is awesome flavour wise. Rich beefy flavour. That now just needs to be thickened before we put it into the serving dish. So excuse me while I just grab my gravy granules. I'm going to cheat. You can use gravy granules, you can use corn flour mixed with a little bit of water, you can use ordinary flour pudding with a dry mince. It's entirely up to you. I use this because it's quick and easy and all gone. So hopefully I've got enough there to do this. If not, then I'm going to have to improvise with a little corn flour to thicken it even further, but hopefully this will do the job. Okay, so I'm just going to stir that in and I'm going to let the heat do what it needs to do. Meanwhile, I'm going to drain the potatoes and mash those. You can use a colander if you wish to drain these. I don't, I just use the lid and the cloth and just basically take the water out. Tip it back a little bit, line up the lid again. Okay, so they are ready for mashing. See, this is now starting to get thicker. Whether that's going to be thick enough, I will decide in a moment. I'm just going to reduce a little bit further and see how we go. But for the moment, we want to mash. So to the mash, you add milk. I always add the milk first because it's the most liquid. I then want mayo. And again, you can get your proportions right. It's all what it looks like at the end. And then some butter. Good dollop of butter. And then we've just got to get this moving, get everything melting in. And it looks like it's quite runny there at the moment, but by the time this has got everything going into it, it should be light and fluffy. As I've said before when I've done mashed potato on a previous pie, I'm not looking for puree and immaculate puree like you see on MasterChef. I'm looking for a flavoursome mash to top a cottage pie with. Now, this is looking good. Show that to you. So you can see that is now a nice light fluffy mash. Lots of flavour in there from the butter, from the mayonnaise. I am actually going to add just a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper. You don't have to use black pepper, it looks like there's bits in the mash when you do, but to be fair, once it's gone through the oven, the flavour goes in and all is good. So don't need that anymore. I'm just going to put that back over on the stove. Make sure it's turned off. Yeah. So this is now reducing nicely and I am happy that that will set into a nice thick liquid. So I'm just going to let that reduce a little bit more. I'll turn the camera off and then basically we'll come back and we'll put it all together. So we will see you very, very soon. Right guys, so here we are with the mince. So I've just mashed the potato. This is now thickened slightly more. If it's not thick enough, just add either some more gravy granules if you want to use that, or if you prefer to add a little bit of corn flour with water, you can use that to thicken. This has now come good. And the test here for me, if I do that, you can see the bottom of the pan and it holds for a second or two. If I did that and you didn't see anything at the bottom of the pan, then it's not thick enough and it won't set when you put it in its main dish. So I'm going to turn that off, let this settle for a few minutes before I put this in its dish, and I'll come back to you and basically we'll build the cottage pie. Okay, so swap cameras now. This is one of where we will be to finish off. I've got the mince here, that's cooled slightly. I'm just going to add that, literally tip it straight in to the serving dish, or cooking dish. Get all the juices out of it. All that lovely, lovely gravy that will thicken beautifully. That can just go over there actually, and then just level it out as best you can so it's evenly mixed. If you've got lumps of veg all in one place, just stir it around until you get a pretty even dish. Once you've done that, literally just give it a shake like that. That's now ready to be topped. Now the secret now of, if I could get the mashed potato now and start putting it in, it would sink into the mix. We want to let that settle for a little while and cool so it gets like a skin on top of it. That actually stops your potato sinking through. If you do it straight away, which you can do, the potato tends to mix with the sauce, you don't get the layers as well. That's just my personal opinion. Welcome back everybody. Final part now is just to top the pie with mash. I'm just pushing this through a little bit just to loosen it up again. It's been cooked now for quite some time. Still piping hot. Mashed potato does hold its temperature really, really well. For those of you that watch me do the baked bean and fish finger pie, same principle. Start in one corner. If it's a square dish, obviously if it's a round dish, you start at a point and just build all the way around in small pieces. Don't try and splat it in the middle because it will just sink and push everything to one side. So just a little bit at a time around the edges. And you'll notice it still rises slightly in the middle, but nowhere near as much as if it was splat right in there. So that's one corner. Turn the dish. And just basically do. You wondering what that hissing noise? My daughter just opened a can of Diet Coke. She thought I didn't see. Daughters are like that, aren't they? And that's the click just to let me know that she heard what I just said, sarcasm wise. It's lovely. Okay, so back to the pie. Perhaps with a bit of humour there. So you can see now this is going in really, really easy. And it's going out all the way around the edge. One side left to do. There because I didn't put much on. So there you are, all the way around, and then basically you start the process again with the next layer in. You just build inwards, and it doesn't matter how slow you go, how fast you go, as long as you can get a covering over the top. And the potato and the meat mix should be about 2/3 meat and 1/3 potato thickness wise. So when you slice into it, you'll see more meat than you do potato. Almost there, just filling in the last bit of the middle. Had we not left this to go cold a little bit, bits in the middle would be sinking basically, because we let it go cold and form that skin on top. You've now got that skin stopping the potato sinking through. Okay, we're almost there, as you can tell. Okay, there's a little bit of mashed potato left, which I the thinner parts. And the corners. You can leave it as a rough mash over the top like that. Or what I'm going to do is I'm going to use up all this mash. I'm going to put a pattern on top. So just using a fork, nothing too fancy. For those of you that saw the fish fillet pie, you'll know exactly what I mean. For those who didn't, if you watch on, then you'll see. Okay, so first thing is to run your finger and thumb like that around the edge, just to get everything off the sides. Like so. Chef's trick, as always, the bits that fall off. Going to get a fork now. And basically the way I do it is I go all the way around the edge, push, so you get a sort of slight pattern on the side, and then you can go, you can make any pattern you want basically. I tend to do lines like this as a starting point. And then I tend to do a diagonal one each way and one down the middle that way. There's your little pattern. Any loose edges of potato can be flicked off. And there you have it. One cottage pie ready for baking. So I'm going to turn the oven on, turn the camera off at the same time while the oven warms up, and then we'll go from there.